What is going on, my friend? Topic of discussion. Is business credit risky? Duh, hell yeah, it's risky. Everything in life is risky. Crossing the street is risky. But as long as you take calculated risk, before you cross that crosswalk, you look to the left, you look to the right. You're looking at the lights. Once you did a quick analysis, then you feel safe on crossing the street and taking action. Likewise, if you acquire business credit and you're looking to the left, oh, let's see what the minimum payment would be. You're looking to the right, oh, let's see what the firm exit strategy would be to get out this business credit. And if you take action, follow the signs, making sure the property, your tenant, your customers pay the minimum payment on that business credit card and eventually pay it off, then of course, you should feel comfortable taking action. So yes, it's risky. What are the risks? The risks are, what if you don't pay the minimum payment? And in my opinion, and I don't mean to sound mean about this, but if you can't figure out how to make a minimum payment off a business credit card, then you have no business doing business, period. Let me explain. Typically, a person who qualifies for business credit gets a $40,000 worth of funding. And let's say they owe us a success fee, right? That success fee is, let's say it's $5,000 in that scenario, more or less. You know, just doing the numbers in my head. So $5,000. The minimum payment for that $5,000 is 1% of the balance plus interest. So with business credit, it's typically 0% for the first 12 to 18 months. So your minimum payment in that scenario would be 1% of $5,000, which is $50. So you're telling me you can't afford to make a $50 a month payment to get access to now $35,000, $40,000 minus $5,000, $35,000, and you can use that $35,000 to acquire a cash flowing, income producing asset called a rental property, or you can use it for your business as long as it's used for income producing reasons, IPAs, income producing assets or income producing activities. So if you do that process, then it's less of a risk, especially if you have a tenant or a customer paying off for you. And if you follow the process that we have outlined at 100% Finance, where there's 3 ways to analyze a deal for rental properties if you're using business credit. 1, it has the cash flow. 2, you gotta have a positive rate of return, 15% or higher. And 3, improve the value. If you focus on improving the value, you can do what I like to do, cash out refinance. Pull out the equity for the value you created by forcing the appreciation, by increasing rents, decreasing expenses, buying a property with built-in equity, and buying a property in a positive, appreciating market, an emerging market. You pull that equity out and you use that to pay off the business credit card. Now, is that risky if you follow all those metrics? If you follow that system? Of course not. It's less risky because you are taking calculated risk. So yes, business credit is risky if you do these 3 things. It's risky, first and foremost, if you can't make the minimum payment. Because if you don't make the minimum payment, then those accounts will show up on your personal accounts. Okay, so don't default, make those minimum payments. Business credit is also risky if you don't have a solid exit strategy. So I outline an exit strategy for you if you're using it for acquiring rental property. You want to improve value and use the cash flow as well to pay out that minimum payment. So I always say this to my students. If you don't need it, don't eat it. If you're getting cash flow, use the cash flow and the equity to pay off or pay down the business credit cards. And it's also risky if you acquire the business credit and you're just sitting on it. I had that happen to a few students. They get the business funding, large amounts, $100,000, but they're still sitting on the business credit. Why? Because they're afraid to take action, or they don't have enough knowledge, they need some hand holding, whatever the case may be, they're sitting on it, and that's risky. You don't want to be the person, the very few people who get qualified and you're doing nothing with it. I want to make sure you're putting that business credit to work. So you can always book a call with us so we can provide you with solutions on how you can turn that business credit into acquiring a profitable, cash flowing rental property. In 2012, I acquired 2 credit cards for business credit. One for $5,000, one for $1,000, but I increased it to 5, so $10,000 in total. Now, in 2018, I have over 25 business credit cards. And I've used them from 2012 to about 2014, 2015 to acquire small multifamily apartment buildings. As of today, 2018, those balances are 0. Why? Because I use some of the cash flow from those rental properties as well as the equity to pay off, or in my case, pay down those business credit card payments. So you can too. I just want to make sure you're following a simplified system that works, a system that we offer at 100percentfinance.com. So yes, business credit is risky, but I want you to use your business credit to acquire income producing assets using the 100% finance model. Use business credit to acquire cash flowing rental properties by using little to none of your own money. Use someone else's money. Use the bank money to make money, and use your own money to have fun. And by the way, guys, business owners take risks all the time. Period. If you're a business owner, a real estate investor, entrepreneur, that's just the nature of the beast. You have to take risks. But where there's risk, there's reward. So if you want that reward of financial freedom, success, and having the capital you need to start your business, because that's why most businesses fail. 9 out of 10 businesses fail within the first 5 years simply because they're undercapitalized. So if you need that capital, instead of you working, scrimping, and saving, why not get that capital quickly in 30 days or less by applying? That's all you have to do. Book a call or apply for business credit on our website. All right? Because I want you to be financially free and have success in your business, but it requires you to be a doer and not just be a viewer. So take action today. As always, guys, this is to your success, and take risks. Peace.